Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard, episode 3. We are here and we're ready to talk some NFL news, some fantasy football, and some NBA. Okay, we'll start out with the NFL news. Training camp just got underway. The Jets had their first day and second day today. First day was very active, 3 fights. Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner went head-to-head, toe-to-toe. Got one win each that are shown over social media. And the second topic we got for you is the league-wide running back Zoom call that happened. 12 running backs were included in it, including Saquon Barkley, CMC, Derrick Henry, all set up by Austin Eckler. And then, is Miami a Super Bowl contender this season? For fantasy football, we got the better value fantasy pick, Jamar Chase or Cooper Kupp at the 4 spot. And then, who is the most overrated fantasy football player in the league? And then the rank 3, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, and Breece Hall. Finally, we'll end it off with the NBA debates. What are the expectations for the Minnesota Timberwolves this season? Where does Jokic rank all time in terms of big men? And how should NBA GMs build their teams? So we'll get it started off today. What did you guys think of all that news coming out? The 3 fights, Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. What are you guys' expectations for the Jets in this upcoming season?
I really like the Jets team.
Well, you got it, Mike.
I like this Jets team a lot. You know, Aaron Rodgers going to a new team, bringing 2 of his weapons from Green Bay, and I really feel like that offense with the Rookie of the Year, the reigning Rookie of the Year, is going to be very explosive. I think it's especially when Breece Hall comes back, because he's expected to come back week 1. He's that boy nice. That boy is nice. Michael Carter's explosive too. The O line, they got their O lineman back, young O line. Like, great defense, top 10 defense.
Dog.
Quillen Williams, hey, he earned that contract. For Cho.
Who else is on their D-line besides him?
Bro, he's the D-line. I think Carl Lawson is. Unless they got rid of him, I think Carl Lawson's on the D-line.
I know their D's nice. I mean, they got Jermaine Johnson, who's a first-round pick. He's smooth.
They got CJ Mosley at linebacker still, I think.
It's Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh's just a great coach.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they're good. I think they're coming to compete. Like every
Yeah,
week.
and on top of that, their secondary is one of the best it can be too. With
Yeah, that's definitely
Gardner.
a strong suit on the defense.
And it's young.
Yeah.
And then a lot of their team are like on rookie contracts. So like they in these next couple off seasons, they got money to spend to go get some even bigger names. Like because a lot of their big playmakers right now are like all on rookie contracts. So they're looking good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna start off slow, just kind of like new teams, like especially like new quarterback and all that. I think it will take a little bit to get it going. And I mean, I really think that I don't really see them winning more than 10 games this year. I think 10 is kind of their ceiling.
That's playoffs.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, I feel like I don't think they'll win the division. I don't think they'll win the division, but I do think they can get a wild card. But I don't know. The AFC
Wait. You said what, D?
The Patriots will. They'll win the division.
That's crazy. All right, continue.
Yeah. I don't know, but I really think that they start the season off with Buffalo, so I mean it'll be a good test week 1. So Monday Night Football.
I think they sweep the Bills. They sweeping the Bills.
Nah,
They played them as hard as they could last year. Y'all remember that game where
the Bills.
Josh Allen's winning MVP.
No, he's not, bro.
Why do you think Josh Allen's gonna win the MVP?
Why? I think he's got a lot to prove this year. And he broke up with his girlfriend, so you know that boy ready.
Yeah, but then he broke up with who?
His girlfriend that he was dating forever.
Yeah, but didn't you see who he bounced back with?
He's with Haley Seinfeld.
I know he's like dating some girls and stuff, but shit, he got rid of that bitch that was holding him down. Now he's gonna go crazy.
He said he's gonna go fat.
That boy on demon mode.
But y'all
fat every year. He just don't go fat at the right time.
And they got the weapons, bro. I think they just got to
They've always had the weapons. When have they not?
Be there. Diggs don't even want to be there.
Diggs don't even like him for real.
Josh Allen is going to win MVP this year. He's throwing for over 5,000 yards. He's throwing for 40 touchdowns. He's going to be nice. They're going to win the division.
Nah.
They're going to be first in the AFC.
No, they're not.
They're going to be nice.
No, they're not.
Going to be better than the Bengals.
These expectations you have.
Bro, this is their year, though. Like, they have to – if they don't win it this year, they're done. Like, they don't have –
It should have been done after this past year. They're done.
Should have been this year.
They're not done. They're not done, bro.
This should have been their year.
AFC is too good now, bro. They had their chances. They had the chance when it was gonna be either them or the Chiefs, and only them two. It's not like that no more.
That boy Joe Burrow.
Joey B coming, A-Rod coming, like
Lamar.
Lamar
No.
is
Put some respect to name.
no Lamar as far as Lamar, yeah,
Hey,
Lamar is him. But
there
the
is
team,
new
I mean
news
the
on
team.
that though. They said in camp today, Zay Flowers looks like the wide receiver one for the Ravens. They said he looked heads and shoulders above Odell Beckham Jr. in their first day of training camp. So
Nice.
Hey,
He's
OBJ,
nice. I'm nervous. As a
on.
Steelers fan, I am kind of nervous about him.
Zay Flowers is like he's Steve Smith reincarnated.
Their whole receiving core is gonna be
not
good.
only that, he's been getting shades of, or not shades of, but he's been getting like comparisons to Tyreek Hill as well, the way he makes players miss in the open field.
He like Santana Moss. Like Santana Moss.
People
Great.
don't know about
You did
Santana.
not watch
They
Santana.
don't know
Moss
about
like that.
Santana.
Bro, you don't know
God.
nothing.
They don't know about Santana.
Santana.
Y'all did not watch that, man.
Thank you.
Santana's a different. Santana's like the Rudy Gay hidden gem of the league. Like he's just
Oh God.
like it's like the hidden gem, like the what could have been.
Hey, so is there anyone right now that y'all think, other than Terry McLaurin on the Washington Commanders for now, they might change their name again, but do y'all think there's another guy on that offense that could be sneaky,
Yes,
one
sir.
of the best players in the
Jahan
league?
Dotson on
Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson.
Jahan
Yeah.
Dotson is sneaky. He's nice.
Dude. Him, De'Ami Brown too. Like
Bro.
they have their wide receiver by committee. After Terry McLaurin, they're legit wide receiver by committee. Whoever's soon up is gonna go catch the ball. Like, and they got Sam Howell. Sam Howell's that player. Sam
No,
Howell's
he's not, bro.
Mike's been praising Sam Howell the past week.
Promise. When everyone's like, "Oh my God, Sam Howell," that like I'm putting the world on blast. Sam,
I hope he's on your
Howell,
bench in fantasy. I better send him on your bench in fantasy.
bro. He should have been drafted. He should have been the first QB off the board last year. Like that
Over Kenny?
over Kenny.
He's gonna have a better year than Kenny.
Hey,
Bro,
hey, that was a weak quarterback class though. Like you could have drafted any of them first, like out of those first three. Like there wasn't a strong like I need this guy on my roster day one. But yeah, I think Sam Howell could be a great pick. I think he could be a good player in that offense. Their running game, I think Gibson will get it going. I don't think he'll be like an all-pro level, but him and what's his face, Robbins,
Robinson.
Brian Robinson,
Brian
like,
Robinson.
that 1-2
He's gonna be-
combo is going to be very tough.
Yeah,
I like
he's
Brian.
decent.
Gibson just gotta hold on to the ball. He don't hold on to the ball. He be dropping it.
He do fumble a lot.
He be fumbling fumbling.
Antonio
Robinson.
Gibson, both of them,
Gibson.
they both
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 do,
of them
though.
have fumbling problems.
Yeah.
It's like, can't hold on to the ball.
Antonio Gibson is a fraud Cordell Patterson. Like he's like a fraud Cordell.
Yeah, but you don't need that. He's not going to be their number one running back. Like Robinson
catch
would
the
be the
ball.
number one. He can be the receiving like second option. That's what they're doing now in the NFL as we transition. Running back into committee or by committee is now what the NFL is leaning towards. And 12 of the best in the league got together on a Zoom call to discuss how they should approach this. And Nick Chubb came out after the meeting and said, "I don't know what more we can do. Like there's not much that you can do as a running back where the league has turned to passing heavy." And I want to get your guys' ideas on like where you think the situation heads. Do they hold out? Do they have sit downs with their owners? Like what is the best route for them to take?
The best route for them to take, I think, is really get a jug machine and start catching balls, because you're gonna need to learn how to catch the ball if you want money. Because the league is passing, really, it's just a passing league now. So if you want to get bread, like you see CMC, like he can catch, he can run routes. Yeah, and like shit, that's what they got to do. They got to learn how to catch the ball, run routes.
Yeah, to piggyback off McCabe, like I 100% agree. Like that's why CMC, like whenever his contract tied from him, he's not gonna have no problem finding a home because he's a threat everywhere on the field. Like whether you line him up in the slide, outside, backfield. So when you can be a threat at all positions like that, they have no choice but to pay you. And that's kind of what the game is heading to. Like if you ain't gonna be able to go out, run a route, and catch a pass, it's gonna be hard to get the money.
I feel like even with this, like I don't know, like the thing is, like none of these guys are like horrible pass catching backs. Like
Right.
if you throw them the ball, like they're catching the ball.
Derrick
Like-
Henry is not
Derrick
running
Henry,
a route.
the thing is,
It's
he don't
different. You
he
don't find a
can't-
6'5",
he don't
6
need
like,
to.
running back every day. Like
he don't-
Saquon's not running a route either.
Yes, he
What?
is. He was one of the best receiving
What?
backs like in the NFL last year.
Like you just didn't even watch. Like Saquon, that was he was generational because he would catch the ball and do something crazy. Like he was taking screens, he was running routes. Like, bro, like Saquon deserves to get paid. Eckler deserves to get paid. And they're not even trying to pay Eckler. So I feel like I really don't understand. Like Eckler like has like over 10 touchdowns every year.
But why should you pay them? Why what's the reason to pay him? Like, do you like
you just said a man has to go get on the jug machine. Austin Eckler's on the jug machine and having over 10 rushing touchdowns a year.
Yeah, like, but there's no reason. But like, you don't need to be paying running backs anymore. Like, there's no reason. If you want to win the championship, you're not gonna have a running back that's making 10 mil on your team, guaranteed. You're just not gonna.
Yeah, I mean the position has just lost value. Like that's just the reality of it. So, as far as how much they should make, like that number is unfortunately went down.
Yeah, especially with them, how much they're valuing receivers, like the contract they're talking about with Jefferson. There's not going to be much room, especially with like the Bengals of the team. I just take into that, like if they're going to keep Higgins and Jamar Chase and Joey Burr like on that roster, there's literally no way that they can pay Joe Mixon any amount of money over $10 million because they just won't have the cap space.
They already drafted his replacement, so
yeah, he wants to stay with them for as long as possible.
They draft again.
Their playoffs.
The Bengals drafted
Well, they already have Samaj Piran. Like he's played well for them.
Broncos.
No, Piran's gone.
Yeah, Piran left.
Oh, where is he?
Broncos.
Oh, that's
they got Chase Brown.
There you go.
Isn't he from UNC?
Yeah. No, he Chase Brown's from Illinois.
Oh,
yes, the dude. Yes, okay. He tore up the Big Ten.
Yes, he's good.
They drafted him.
Yes. And then they also have Chris Evans, who I also like.
Joe Mixon's cooked. Yeah.
Chris Evans, he
well, not this season. This season they're going to use Mixon a good amount, especially because he took the pay cut. I think that he'll be a pretty vital part of their offense. But yeah, next season he might be gone.
He's trying to contend for a Super Bowl. So and he saw what the running back market was. So he was like, I'm gonna just stay home, contend, call it a day.
Yeah, and speaking of contending, it's that window, it seems, for the Dolphins. They went out and got Ramsey. They have Bradley Chubb from the Broncos. Solid defense with Jalen Phillips as well on that defensive line. And then the offense, they're hoping that Tua's healthy. There's nothing lingering from that head issue from last year. And then they got Hill and Waddle on the outside. And then Mike McDaniel's their coach. This seems to be their window. What do you guys think? Are they in contention at all in that strong AFC?
Yes, I think they are. I think they got a top roster in the NFL. Their secondary, I think Xavier Howard had a weak year last year for like his ability. Like he definitely can do a lot better than what he did last year. But now you got Ramsey, so he doesn't really need to be guarding the one. I mean, they're going to be nice on the D, but I mean, I think it all just how he's going to do. I mean, he started off last year really well, like MVP talks and all that. Then he got hurt and it just kind of wasn't the same, but hopefully he can do better.
Yeah, I really feel like the Dolphins this year, they have the potential to have the best defense in the NFL.
No chance.
The best passing defense?
No.
You have Xavier Howard, who's really a number one corner, being the number two. You have Jalen Ramsey, who's no one's throwing on his side. And Xavier Howard's led the league in interceptions before. He's a good player. He's going to be putting that James Bradbury role out. James Bradbury's in Philly. Really a number one corner, but is playing the number two and shutting everything down. And it's one of the best defenses in the league last year.
Their defensive line is very nice too. Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins, and Bradley Chubb. Like that's going to be a solid defensive line for rushing the passer.
Like they have people who can run. Like their safety Javon Holland, no fly zone, no fly. Like the Dolphins definitely have a high shot of being the number one passing defense, and they have the top 10. They have the potential to be a top 5 defense. And it's all about if Tua can just put the ball in the end zone, be accurate, and everyone to stay healthy.
Yeah, I think that you got Jets better secondary, Eagles better secondary, Denver better secondary, Cowboys better secondary, Chiefs better secondary.
How?
Definitely the Chiefs.
Not even Broncos.
Broncos, bro, they have like the best corner in the league.
Yeah, they have, bro.
And they have one of the best safeties in the league, dude.
Jalen Ramsey, ever since Jalen Ramsey's been in the league, he's been the number one corner.
He's not better than Surtain. He's just not. He
Surtain's a
took
more
his step.
complete corner, but Jalen Ramsey do a little bit of everything. Like he go in the box.
He
He
be
go
in
in
the
the box.
box.
He can guard the best receiver.
He
He
switches
go
up
fake up.
defense.
He'll drop back in
Bro,
the
Ramsey is
safety
not
in the
better than
third.
Surtain.
Yes,
Before
he
the complete,
is.
as far as just a complete corner, like just
is.
go guard this man 1-on-1. Surtain got better technique and he's a little better than that.
He's
And
just younger. Like he's like Ramsey.
Yeah, he's younger.
Ramsey
I
at
think
his
he's
prime
more
is better
complete.
than
I think
Surtain
he's more
for sure.
complete of a corner than Jalen Ramsey's ever been. But Jalen Ramsey, you can plug him in so
I
many.
don't even know. I feel like a complete corner. You're saying a complete corner. That is like he goes in the box. Like he is a corner going in the box and he will make the
Yes,
tackle.
and he will tackle. He will tackle.
He will hit.
Yes, but like so, yeah.
He's a complete
He's
football.
more like Jalen
He's-
Ramsey can almost play safety, but it's like
And their safeties are not. I mean, Holland's good, yeah, but the other dude
Holland's
they got.
good. He's young. He's so good and
He's
he's
good.
young.
He is good. He's good. I like
Like,
him.
they're just a fast team in general. Like
Fast. Like they can
all their
move.
players is like super fast for their position. Like Christian Wilkins is a fast D tackle. Bradley Chubb is a fast outside linebacker. Like their team is just super
Jalen Phillips, fast.
fast. Like everybody's just fast. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle,
No
everybody's just
linebackers.
fast.
Who's their linebackers?
Jerome Baker, solid
Jerome
linebacker.
Baker, Bradley
Jerome Baker
Chubb,
is okay.
People-
Solid.
Jerome Baker, Bradley Chubb, Melvin Ingram,
Bro,
Jerome Baker or Bradley Chubb just a pass rusher.
David
okay,
Long.
they
David
told- no, they
Long
did
is a
get David
solid.
Long.
Yeah, David Long's a solid
people
fill
don't
in
use
too.
Phil linebackers
I
no more.
forgot they got David Long. Yeah.
and
Okay.
all
yeah,
them
they
dudes
got-
are fast. All them dudes are big, strong, and fast. It was like I think they've been good since last year. They just underachieved with the whole quarterback situation, but
They
I
just
think
got
they-
they just got boned.
yeah, they just
And
got
they could be adding Dalvin Cook, which is interesting to
Right.
monitor too. Whether
And they got
wherever he
Moka
goes.
already. He's fast. They had Chase. Bro, everybody's just fast. Like it's just a high explosive offensive.
High explosive. Like
Yeah.
they should be contenders. They done sold their soul, but
They'll
they
be
should-
second. They'll be second in the division. Jets will be
Behind
third.
the
I think,
Patriots,
really.
for sure. Yeah.
bro. Dude, the Bills are not gonna bro. The
Mike.
Bills are not gonna win the division. Them against the Dolphins healthy are they're getting dumped on.
No,
Yes, they are.
dude, I don't. Mike, Josh Allen's about to just prove all y'all wrong. You'll see. Hey, is Miami D better than Steelers?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're cooked. All right, next segment.
All right.
But okay.
Well, we'll move on. We'll move on. Fantasy football is getting into gears. We got a few weeks, and in these next few weeks, the drafts will start going at a high rate where fans are just choosing their favorite players. And one of the hot topics right now is Jamar Chase or Cooper Kupp in the top 5 picks, usually number 4 right now. Who would you guys take as your pick at number 4 if you had the chance to get Chase or Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper,
Chase. I think this is Chase Offensive Player of the Year.
not with T Higgins there.
With T.
Now,
Higgins.
T. Higgins there.
It doesn't
Not
matter.
with T Higgins there.
Joey B will make it happen. And Chase is
Joey
like,
B.
he had over 1,000 yards last year, missing like
As long as
over a third
Stafford
of the season.
plays the whole year, I'm taking Cup. I mean, if he doesn't, then I'm not taking Cup. But like, as long as Stafford plays, which I really don't have much confidence in, like he's banged up.
He's
Like,
banged.
he
He
is
has
banged
the
up.
arthritis in his arm.
Yeah,
Like, it might be over.
and their O line is terrible. But if he plays, I'm definitely taking Cup.
If he plays, if Matt Stafford even hurt plays, like
Yeah.
he's throwing Cooper Kupp the ball 15 times.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I
he's-
mean.
That man. Like, I'm taking Cooper Kupp over Chase because I mean there's no other wide receiver. I can't name you another wide receiver on the Rams.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah, I mean, they
that
traded
failed
Allen
experiment
Robinson.
with Allen Robinson, yeah, that's thrown out the window. That was an interesting way. And then there's just the fact that the Rams in general were just a throwaway season last year, and now they have a chance. Like, I guess they're saying Cam Akers is going to be that dude, but like they said that last year too, where they thought they were going to involve him a lot more, and they didn't really do that. And so it'll be interesting to see because if Stafford goes down again, that team is last place finish, like
Yeah,
irrelevant in the league.
I don't think they're a threat this year. I think it'll be another throwaway season.
Which is like also okay though, because Cup can do whatever Cup can do, like on a bad team, on a good team, anywhere, because of how well he knows the game, manipulates the defense, and just seemingly gets open on every play.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
he
definitely
was ahead
taking
of
him
last
over
year in fantasy.
Chase.
He was crazy.
Yeah. So we'll move on. We got another topic that probably is one of the hotter ones. Who do you guys think, one each, is the most overrated player in fantasy players' eyes when they're drafting?
Say that again.
The most
most-
overrated player in fantasy
Most
football.
overrated.
Cam
Yeah.
Akers. It's Cam Akers. Every year I hear people
Stop, Mike. No
Be like,
one's drafting
oh,
him any.
like,
You can't say he's overrated when no one's drafting him until like the 6th, 5th round. Like
what?
that's not like we're talking about second, first round guys.
Najee Harris.
Not
Najee.
overrated, dude.
Yes.
I drafted Najee last year. Second, third round last year. Oh my God. I
Najee
became
Harris
running
for sure.
back I became running back to committee, like because of how bad he was doing. He was horrible, and that O line just like got slightly better. It's still gonna be a horrible offense.
No, I definitely don't think Najee is overrated. I mean, he has ran over 1,000 yards each year he's been in the league, and he was running hurt. If you look at from when he was running with that metal plate in his cleat, because he had like a broken foot probably, he wasn't doing well. But then after that, he was like top 5 in the league in rushing, like after like week 8 or something, like halfway through the year.
Najee
He does need to get in the end zone more though, because
Yes,
does
he
not get in the end zone.
yeah, he has a tough time. But for me, overrated guy, I probably say going into next year, I think AJ Brown. I think that man is way too high up on the rankings. I don't think Mike, we're talking about fantasy football. We're not talking about how good he is. I think they have way too many weapons. I think with Dallas Goedert, with Devontae Smith just getting better, I don't think AJ Brown will have as good a year as people think he will.
I think it's gonna be the same thing as high and explosive. Like they score a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah,
Like he's gonna get them touchdowns. Like
I don't think so.
throw the deep ball. Like you just throw at the red zone a high pass. He's catching it. The ball's going down with him. He's huge. He's a linebacker.
I think he underperformed this year. I'm taking. There's a lot of guys on this list that I'm looking at that I'm taking over. I'm taking Devontae Smith over AJ Brown.
All right, you're trolling.
Just in the fact like where you could get Devontae Smith in the draft if you're drafting and you
Okay.
could get.
Okay. Yeah. The statement that you made was not
Just-
that. That was wild. The statement you
You want to
said.
take the number 2 bro, with the number
Devontae Smith is nice.
No,
is,
I
but-
understand what you're
Yeah.
saying now, but what you said at the start was you're taking
You said it
Smith.
backwards. You should have said the other part first, and I would have been like, agreed.
I'm talking about like
Yeah.
a fantasy football player. I'm taking Keenan Allen this year over AJ Brown.
At the same pick, or are you saying at
crazy.
at value?
I would say. I mean,
You're
I
you're
think-
saying at the
yes,
same
I would
pick.
do at the same pick. I'm taking Keenan. If I was AJ Brown, Keenan Allen, I had
That
you
isn't.
trolling.
That's
Bro,
insane.
dude, Keenan's hamstring, bro, his hamstring be pulled for 2 months.
Even if it was perfect, I
Bro,
would still
Mike,
take
he was
AJ
only hurt
Brown.
last year. You can't. His career,
Bro,
he's never
No,
really
he's
hurt.
always hurt.
He's been hurt
No,
his
he's
whole
not.
career.
He's been hurt his whole career. He gets hurt.
No.
Bro, he doesn't play like at least 2 games a season. At least.
I was gonna say Keenan Allen is my most overrated fantasy player.
Yes, he is.
Mike Williams is very
Wow.
much, Mike Williams is worth more drafting than Keenan Allen's, if we've been for real.
The thing that bothers me too about Keenan Allen is they drafted what was it?
Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson from TCU. Like they drafted a guy who's like Mike Williams that they can use on the outside as well or on the inside. Like he's super fast. Like they added another weapon to the offense already with Eckler stealing receptions, already with Williams, already with Allen. Like I don't know if the opportunity is going to be there like it has
Bro.
been in previous years.
They trying to get
Keenan
a
Allen
Dolphins
since
like
2017. He played 16 games. Missed 2 games in 2020. They played a full year in 2021, and then he missed 7 in 2022. So yeah, like just last year was the only year he's hurt. You can't say he's hurt all the time. It was just last year,
He seems
and
to
that
be
boy
hurt
is
all the time.
nice.
What did you say?
He
He
doesn't
was
miss
just saying
much
his
time.
durability. Yeah, he's saying his durability isn't that bad, which it isn't. But it's like I'm just saying for the opportunity and the pick he's going at. I don't know if it's there for your value at the pick.
So guys around Keenan Allen, you got Travis Etienne, DK Metcalf, Debo. Like I'm taking Keenan Allen over Debo and DK.
I don't know about Debo. I would take Debo
Nuts.
if I had the choice.
Oh my God, bro.
I would take Debo and DK, even though I agree that DK is
Taking
very
Debo and
streaky.
DK.
DK is very boomer bust, but like
Amari
And
Cooper or Keenan?
I'm
Oh,
worried
Amari
about
Cooper.
Amari
Cooper had a
Cooper.
sneaky crazy year. He had a sneaky crazy year, bro.
The thing that worries about me like too is for DK Metcalf, they drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba, and I think like that's going to be one of the sleepers that nobody notices, and he goes off because even though he didn't play like last year and like all that other stuff off the field issues and stuff like that, like his pure raw talent is like probably one of the best in that draft class. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about utilizing him in that offense with Geno on the new contract.
Seahawks will be good. I think they drafted well these past couple years.
My thing is my player. I wouldn't say that it's overrated, but it's just like in general. Why are people taking let's say Saquon Barkley like early to late first round? Like there's really a possibility of a holdout here. And if you're drafting right now, I don't think there's any way without any clarity that you're taking Saquon in the top 10 picks in your fantasy draft until you know more about the situation.
I don't know why someone would hold out, especially with what happened with Le'Veon.
Yeah,
Like
but it's the thing is like they said they were so far off in contract negotiations, like that's going to take time to either resume or actually
Didn't they
figure it
offer
out.
13 a year? It was a pretty decent size. Like what was it rank among like the value? Was it like
Yeah, but
second biggest?
he wanted 4 years guaranteed, and they weren't going to do that with him.
Yeah, you shouldn't with a dude who's kind of known for getting injured. Besides 1 year in his rookie year and then this past year, and he's already 28, 29?
No, he's not, bro. He's younger.
He's
than
not
that.
28.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You sure?
Swear to God.
He is 26 years old.
26. All right.
Yeah,
so
2 years.
He has one more contract, and then he's done.
Oh God, give him that 3-year fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed those crazy dudes.
Okay, that's why he wants the guarantee. Like you just said, he has
Like,
one
bro,
more
he
contract.
just
then
wants
he's
his
done.
money.
He has
just
one more
wants-
contract, then he's done. He knows that, McCabe. Like, you're not saying nothing wrong. He knows that. That's why they're putting pressure for their money to be guaranteed.
I mean, he's played what? He's played in 2, 4, 6 seasons. And he missed 1 full year, and then other 2 years he's missed 3. Okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
but he was literally their entire offense last year.
yes,
Like
he was. No, he was. He
decided
definitely- I
how
think
they played. If he wasn't the
carried.
best player on the field, like they were not good as an offense.
He
He's been
carried.
the best
he
player
carried.
of the Giants ever since he got drafted. Like,
Yeah,
legit
but like
player ever since he got
with the
drafted.
Giants, they need to win a Super Bowl, and with winning a Super Bowl, you're not doing that when you're
That's
paying
going
your
to be
running back
but that's
guaranteed money.
I'd say at least 5 years before you can even like
But, I mean,
the way they've wasted money and spent on players they didn't need to, like in
Mhm.
injuries and just in general, like the decision making. I think it's going to be time to rebuild like at some point, because I understand that you think you got your guy in Daniel Jones, but what happens if he takes a regression, like takes a step back this season, like your whole plan, and you're out you're out in the open, because if Saquon doesn't play, he doesn't have that guy that he can just safety blanket dump it down to in the flat every time, which is what he did last year.
He might get exposed. I think that's what Saquon is like. If he's gonna go through with this holdout, this is what he's made on. Like, he's made on Daniel Jones like looking like trash. So he can get paid.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting topic there. So we mentioned Najee in that segment. We got 3 running backs. We got Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, and Breece Hall. Who are you guys taking if you had the choice between those 3? Those 3 are going around the same place in fantasy drafts. Who are you taking if you had the choice?
Are we ranking them?
Yeah,
Are we
1 to
ranking
3.
Are
Yeah,
we ranking them for fantasy, or are we just ranking them as players?
fantasy, fantasy.
You say Austin Eckler?
Fantasy?
No, not Austin Eckler. Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, and Breece Hall. Who are you taking? 1, 2, and 3, like first pick, second pick, and then third pick.
I'll start off.
Go ahead.
I'll probably go Aaron Jones to start off, because Aaron Jones, I mean, he's that safety blanket for the Packers. He's gonna score. He's gonna catch the ball a lot, especially with this new offense that has Jordan Love leading it. I would say Najee number 2, because I mean, Najee has the possibility, like he has the potential, like to be the best running back in the league, 100%. And then at Breece Hall for he'll be my third, because he's coming off a torn ACL. He's coming off a torn ACL, and we don't know how he's going to be. He could be different. I don't know.
What are you ranking them like skill wise?
Skill, like, what do you mean? Like, my
Like
ones,
best. Like who do you want on your team?
I said Aaron Jones one.
So that was your ranking. Like you think that's how it goes? Like you think Brees Hall is the worst out of the three?
Well, in fantasy,
I'm
That's what
talking
he's-
about
yeah.
no, I'm talking about like regular, like just
are we talking about regular? Because
yeah.
if we're
Like,
talking about regular, I mean,
I still put Aaron Jones at the one.
yeah, I'll probably keep the same thing.
I think he's more interchangeable as far as where you put him on the field.
Yeah, but
Or
in
Najee.
this climate, I'm taking Hall. I'd probably take Hall or Najee at the one just because of like I think age and also just in terms
Yeah.
of like future.
If we're looking at it as far as looking for out for the future and age and stuff, yeah, definitely one of the other two. I mean,
I understand that Aaron Jones doesn't get the shine as bright as I think he would if he wasn't in like a system where it's literally just 50-50 almost in the split with AJ Dillon.
right.
I think that shows like if he was alone in a backfield, I think he would be a lot more like he'd be one of those like Saquon-esque, like we're talking about him as one of the best in the league.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Aaron Jones at the one is crazy. He's the worst one on this list.
No, bro. You just like, I guess like you just don't tune in, bro. Like he will be the
Mike,
offense for them this year.
he runs behind a great O line.
No,
he runs-
the line was not great this past
Their
year.
O line's top 10 almost every year.
That O line was not that great this year.
And all right, for fantasy, I'm definitely
He
gonna
doesn't run
go
the ball.
for next year. Going into next year, I would probably go Brees Hall 1, Najee 2, Aaron Jones 3.
No, off the injury,
Bro.
you still taking one? Off the
I'm
injury?
still taking him 1.
Off
He
the
just
injury? Okay.
scored an ACL.
I know,
Bro,
but
like,
if you look at like
body's
what
not
people are saying
different.
about him, if you look at what people are saying about him, they're saying like his recovery is going like amazing. He already like they don't know if he's gonna be ready for week 1 like completely, but I guarantee you if he comes back like week 3, he still has a chance to be better than both these guys in fantasy points wise.
I mean, dude, like, I don't know. I feel like I
I don't know. He's still gonna be splitting with Michael Carter because Michael Carter is no
Bro,
bum. so
no,
whether he's
Michael
healthy or
Carter
not,
is
He's
not
not a
good.
bum. Michael Carter's not no bum. Don't
He's
do
not a
him
bum
like that.
at all.
He's not a bum.
Najee, I think he could have a great year with. I mean, I just don't like the Matt Canada calling the plays. I feel like he
McKenna
owes us
is
some-
horrible. Y'all need to fire him. Like,
We do need to
he's
fire him.
the
It is
worst
ridiculous.
coordinator. He's the worst coordinator in the league.
But no, I think Aaron Jones, I don't know because I just think he is gonna be there with Jordan Love. Like Jordan Love's gonna need those like check downs and like Aaron Jones is great at catching passes, I think. Does anyone know if AJ Dillon's on a contract year?
Yeah, it is his contract here.
It is,
So
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
he's gonna have to ball out.
Yeah, so I really think I do think he's gonna be kind of getting a little heavy load. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Packers kind of try and sabotage him to maybe not have him have a good year. So I don't know. Teams be on some bullshit. So
I think teams do that. Like they look at those things and try to.
Bro,
Yes,
sabotage
they
players.
definitely look at it.
definitely.
You think too?
Whatever
You think
he
so,
saves,
Andrew?
more money.
Yeah, they definitely are looking at it because at GM's perspective is we're building a team. If Aaron Jones is going to be here and we're going to pay him, then that second guy can be another guy we draft in the 4th, 5th round that is a big build that can ground and pound get you 3 or 4 yards when you need it on
Like-
3rd down. Like they're not looking for a number 1 running back in what AJ Dillon produces. I think AJ Dillon's a great running back, but them looking at it strategically, they're going to have to piece together a great receiving core to have Jordan Love reach his full potential. They already have a good offensive line. They need to work on their defense. Like they can't shell out a big portion of their money, like let's say like 9 or 10 million to AJ Dillon as well per year.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think
Even
don't
though I
know.
love AJ Dillon, like personality, just person in general, great
Yeah.
guy, like great teammate too. Like literally everybody in Green Bay loves AJ Dillon. I just don't see how it works out unless he comes back on a team friendly contract.
Yeah, like he doesn't do too well, and
Yeah, but
yeah,
hey,
we'll see.
we'll see. Yes, we'll see what that's gonna be an interesting team to watch this year. The Packers, just in general, with the Bears somewhat coming up. Everyone thinks Bears having a solid season, not a great year, but then the Lions, people saying winning the division. Vikings, people saying winning the division.
When was the
Packers,
last time the Lions won the division? Oh my god.
it has been a while, but there
Yeah,
is still a possibility with how
I think
good.
NFC North is a toss up this year.
Yes, it is definitely a toss-up, but We're gonna switch gears. We got some NFL talk in. Well, now we're gonna switch to the NBA. We had an interesting podcast happen this past week. Bruce Brown talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves of all teams, and his quote exactly was, "Phoenix was our quote unquote toughest series." But I would say, honestly, our toughest series. And then Theo Pinson cuts in. He says, "The Lakers?" He said, "Nah, Minnesota. I just don't know. Ant with them. Something about them. They just good players. Mike Conley, Ant, and Cat." What are you guys' thoughts? Do you think that he is right and the Minnesota is a strong team and can make a postseason run this season?
Yes, Minnesota's gonna be nice.
I
Top
think-
4 in the West, my prediction.
I think top four.
The West is crazy.
If
I know. Hey, I know it's crazy, but I think,
everyone's healthy.
yeah, I think if you get Ant, I think he could be in a contention of MVP in talks. Like he definitely could be with how good the league is. I mean, they got 3 All-Stars.
No, you can't. But okay.
They have 3 All-Stars, Cat, Ant, and Rudy.
No.
I mean, Jaden McDaniels will definitely be all defensive team. He should have been
He's
first
good.
all defensive team for
He's
sure.
good.
They
Yeah.
definitely they can easily be top 10 in offense and defensive rating. Like their lineup is perfectly fit to like win a championship with like the tall big man. You got the long tall stretch.
So they're contenders next year.
Huh?
They're contenders next year.
I think they have a team that could contend. Yes.
Top 5, yes. Like you're a contender.
Yes. Like I think McDaniels is really like how he's coming along is like he's a great fit.
Shouldn't have
he's
punched
a,
that
he's
wall,
a great
though.
fit for any team.
Shouldn't have
Like,
punched
I
that
think-
wall.
Y'all gonna go viral for some BS.
Yeah,
If they get McDaniels that series, I mean, I think they steal one more game.
I think they still will work in for sure. And if they have Big Jelly, like Big Jelly was out too, so it's
Yeah,
like
they had like Nas was
like-
out. They got Nas back. Like their team is nice, dude.
The
I thought
Wolves-
Nas
the
was
Wolves
not
just-
coming
They're
back.
not gonna win paying 3
dude, the
centers
Wolves,
for
the
$100
Wolves were
million.
just so unfortunate
What do
last
you
year.
mean, D?
Like just so
Paying
unfortunate.
3 actual centers over $100 million over the next 5 years.
They're not paying Nas Reed that much. Like he's not on a crazy
no,
deal.
next year,
He-
this upcoming year, all those bigs are getting paid over
100 million. Their contracts combined in 1 year.
contract for next year.
It's over 100 million. That's for like the next 3 years.
Like over the next 3 years, that's what it's gonna be.
That's too much
That's
money
fine.
on the center.
The CBA goes up. It's gonna be fine. Like
Yeah, like dude, you need big man now. Like the league is not small.
No,
You
you
can't.
don't. Joker
Small
and
ball
Embiid
does
are
not work
completely-
anymore.
Those are 2 bigs that's completely different. Everyone else
Who?
is not competing with like bigs like that.
He said Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic.
Joel Embiid and Jokic, those are they're just different, bro. They're just different breeds of big men. Like you don't need just big men. You need a bunch of good forwards and guards, or you need like that big to be like that big.
Yeah, but you need
not a
your
lot.
team. I think your team, like the best formula to win is having tall, athletic players. Like look at the Nuggets team, look at the Milwaukee Bucks, look at the 2020 Lakers. Like all those teams have been tall and big.
Shoot, even look at the Celtics last year. Like they weren't
They ain't
small
winning-
guards.
Who you trying to bring up the Celtics?
Like,
They ain't
No,
winning
I'm adding on to his point. He said
Yeah,
tall,
it
long
makes
teams.
like
The
you
entire
need to- you
the
need
entire
to
nothing.
big.
Celtics-
They're big. They're big.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He said you need a tall, long team. That's what I was adding on to the
Like
point
the
that he was
Warriors,
making.
the Warriors
What point
last
you
year I think
making?
was the
Celtics
only like
ain't won nothing. He named all teams that won.
How is
Warriors-
making the 5 out of the last 7 Eastern Conference Finals not doing nothing?
That's not. They're losing.
It's still winning games. Like
Yeah.
they're making postseason runs.
All right, come on. You're trying to give the Celtics false credit and I don't know.
I don't know.
I
the
guarantee
Timberwolves
you-
just need to stay. They just need to stay healthy. Like that's all it was. Like someone was just hurt every single. Like the team didn't even play. Like I think together for over 20 games completely healthy. Like a complete
think-
full lineup.
Yeah, I think the teams ahead of them. I think it'll go for the West. I think Denver will be ahead of them. I think Memphis will be ahead of them, and I think
Phoenix.
either Phoenix or Sacramento. And then I think
Oh.
4 or 5 Minnesota. I think Minnesota will go 4, but I think they could go 5 either way. And
You got the Timberwolves over the Lakers.
I got Timberwolves over the Lakers,
They-
over the
Timberwolves
Clippers,
won't even be
the
over the
Warriors.
Thunder. They won't even be over the Thunder.
Bro,
They won't be over
Bro.
the Thunder.
Bro,
you are crazy
I think
right
the
now.
West. I think the West is so good that like anybody could win it that makes the playoffs next year, besides like the 7th, 8th seed. But like at the same time, like who? Like
D.
the Thunder. The
Won't be over
Thunder.
the Thunder.
The Thunder might be the 8th seed. The Pelicans might be the 8th seed, and the Pelicans are the easy out. So it's like whoever makes the West like could be contending for a championship.
Yeah. Dion
Right.
says, why does you think the Thunder are going to be so good? Does Chet make them that much better? Because the Timberwolves beat them by 25 in the playing game. Like, it wasn't
Bro.
even a game.
And my man's, thank you to my man's Chet, bro. Like, bro, he's the X. Like, you can't. He's 7'2". Like that just adding someone that's 7'2" that
But
can
what-
stretch the floor. Like, bro, that is like crazy. You have Josh Giddey in his 3rd season. Like Josh Giddey in his 3rd
Shea
season.
Gilgeous, the rookies
Shea
they
Gilgeous
drafted.
going off a
Like,
break.
bro, they're not going to
The
be
rookies they
so
drafted,
much better. Where they're not jumping up that bit much of it. They're not going to make
Yes,
that
they
big of a
are.
leap.
They're
They'll be
just-
better.
They're just getting better. That's all.
Okay,
they
but
get
so are the
somebody in
Timberwolves. They're going to be playing together they were injured the whole year last year.
Didn't the Thunder get somebody free agent? See, like a
They,
vet or something?
they
Grant
got
Williams. Bro,
I don't know who they don't think they got anyone.
Where
I
they
don't
got
think
some
decided
like a
anybody.
vet? They didn't sound like Malcolm Brogdon or something.
No, they
Malcolm
don't have
Brogdon
any room
isn't
to
going
sign
nowhere.
players. They have to like start cutting players.
Who?
I don't know. They just have so many dudes, like, because they have so many draft picks. They just keep bringing in guys and guys and guys. Like,
But they're gonna be good, bro. They're
gonna be good, but no way they're better than the
beat them
Timberwolves.
better than the Timberwolves for sure.
That's crazy.
For sure.
They're too small, bro.
All right.
Small? I guess.
I mean, you got Chet, but then like Jalen Williams playing the 4. Like
Go
that's
for the guard. They got a 6'6" guard and a 6'8" guard.
yeah. I mean, Shea's not that big.
6'8".
He's
Shea
not
is
that big.
6'6".
Hey, well,
Shea
speaking of,
like 6'6".
And Giddey
Like
is
a long
6'8".
6, like a long 6'6".
He's
too.
long, yeah.
all right, that's a conversation for another day, though. We got one more in us that is probably one of the bigger points that we had in last week's pod. Is Jokic a top 5 big all time right now? And
Yes.
will he be in the GOAT conversation when his
He's top
career
5
is
big
over?
right now, and I think when it's said and done, he'll be the best one ever.
Of all time.
Of
Yes.
all time. The
Of
best.
all
Over-
time. Bro,
How
bro, dude, he legit. The NBA had to rig it to the point where he couldn't win MVP, the regular season MVP this year. Like the media made it to the point where he could win. Like otherwise, we'd be like saying this boring ass white man is one of the best players to ever touch the basketball.
If he
He would
would
have won the 3rd one in a row.
got this 3rd one in
okay,
a row,
but how many more
hey,
ring,
think about that.
how many more rings is he winning? He will not. He can't be the best big man of all time with 1 ring. Like that's not.
No,
He can't be.
I agree, but I think he wants another one at least.
Bro, you can't do Akeem Olajuwon. People consider Akeem Olajuwon the best big of all time.
He got 2 though. He got 2.
He's 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Jokic should get another
Hey,
one.
hey, he only got the 2 when Michael Jordan took that little mental break.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 he got. He got the free ones.
They
Okay,
never
but
played
Shaq
each other.
has 5.
They never played
Tim
each other.
Duncan has 5.
Shaq played
Like,
with
what
Kobe.
are we doing,
Jokic ain't never played with nobody near Kobe.
bro?
Shaq-
Okay,
And
Kobe.
Jokic ain't never played with nobody near the 05-06 Dwayne Wade either. So think about that. Shaq
Like-
did his part. Don't get me wrong.
yeah. What?
But like no,
Tim
But Shaq-
Duncan?
bro.
Jokic
Tim
Jokic
Duncan?
Jokic sidekicks are not as great as anybody you just.
Oh,
Bro.
You haven't named one big. The only big whose
Haven't named one
sidekick
big.
probably
Tim
wasn't.
Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Hakeem Olajuwon is the
Who
only.
did he
Does
play
Tim-
with that's so good?
2 Hall of
Tony
Famers?
Tony
Yes,
Tony
but-
Parker's a Hall of
okay,
Famer.
He won
Tony
with
Parker's a Hall of Famer.
He won with
Tony
David
Parker
Robinson.
is
The
not
first
all
2
that.
was with David
Bro,
Robinson.
Tony Parker's a Hall of Famer.
Tony Parker's Hall of Famer.
No, he's
Ginobili
David
not.
Hall of Famer.
Robinson.
Tony
David
Parker's not
Robinson's a
going in the Hall of
Famer.
Fame.
You're
Bro,
dumb.
Tony Parker's
You're
going to
dumb.
the Hall
Yes,
of Fame.
he is, bro. You're
No,
crazy.
he's not.
Bro,
Yes, he is.
Okay, then Jamal Murray is better than Tony Parker.
No,
Bro,
not no,
Bro, you're crazy, bro.
You really?
There's a reason why,
You're
bro.
trolling.
Tony Parker made the playoffs every year of his career. Every year of his career.
He had Tim Duncan on his team.
And
Bro.
but you can't say he's not a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of
He's
Famer.
a-
Like
He's a Hall of
He has
Famer.
5.
Tony
Dude.
Parker and Ginobili are both Hall of Famers. Like that is.
Are
They're
they
not
in
for
the
his
Hall of
ballot.
Fame?
Yes,
They're not for
they
his
are.
ballot, but they're Hall of Famers.
Yes.
That's crazy.
and
That's
Tim
crazy.
Duncan-
Tony Parker got in.
I
Tim
think Tony
Duncan won-
Parker's
he
a-
won
That
one
just
of
shows
them
you how
because
bad the
of
Hall of
Kawhi.
Fame is getting now.
Huh?
He won one because of Kawhi too. who's
Oh yeah,
awful.
yeah. Kawhi's a Hall of Famer.
So like I said, every big you're gonna name, look at their sidekicks and compare them to Jokic sidekicks. Is nothing's gonna be the same.
And you
Bro,
literally
Tim
said it. No,
Duncan.
Nate, you literally said it last meeting we had. You literally said no
For
one
prime,
has
yeah.
ever
No,
had.
I do
but
think
no one
his-
has ever had that playoff run that he just had and put together to carry a team
Yes.
to a championship.
I
As
think
a
Jokic's
center.
prime is the best
As a
of all time.
center.
I think I think his prime is better than kind of all these bigs that I'm looking at. I mean, I don't know. Shaq's prime is kind of crazy, but I do think Jokic, like all around player, is better than their prime's better because of what he does as a center.
Who?
But I don't think. Yes, Jokic's prime's better than all these bigs.
He's the best center of all time, for real.
I don't.
He
bro,
will be.
No,
I'm
because
not gonna say
you
that-
can't have one ring.
I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I agree with. I'm not gonna say that now, but I think I will be
You
saying
can't have one ring.
Like,
Yeah, you
look at it.
can't. I don't think you can say it now, especially because just look at what Robinson did. Look at what Shaq did. Look at what Kareem did over their careers.
Yeah,
like
Kareem has like 7 MVPs, but
like
I mean,
you got to put together a whole career. But I definitely think he's on a path and on a track to become
I mean,
either
he's 29,
the best or top
turning 30.
3.
Bro, he's the most talented center of all time. He got it all. He got it all.
He don't got the athleticism, but it's fine.
Besides that, hey, he make up for it. He got a gratata.
He make up
He got
for
a
it.
gratata.
Yeah, he got a skill that won't regress as fast. So
You can't the passing you can't get rid of. Like
can't
you
lose him, yeah.
you get the guy
yeah,
you know.
he got stuff that his age won't defect as fast. That's like when Shaq got with the Cavs, he was weak. He couldn't just jump and dunk on anybody no more. So he got weak. Jokic ain't got to deal with that because his skill is mastermind, and he do what he do. So
Bro,
Yo,
that's crazy, bro.
He going down as the greatest big of all time.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson. I think he played with
James Worthy.
James Worthy. Like all these people, sidekicks were like they're great, but all their Scottie Pimpens were like better than Jokic.
So that's the next topic. Do you think they add somebody to that team in Denver that is Hall of Fame, All-Star caliber? I don't know. I know they don't need to, but do you think they will, or do you think they stick with what they got?
I say stick with that 2-man game. Stick with the 2-man game and keep finding those hidden gems that works for it perfectly. Just stick with it. MPJ, he gonna be
Aaron Gordon.
You said Michael, the possession end here for Porter Jr. That man said every time he touches the ball, that ball is going towards the hoop.
And that's fine.
The shot.
Because by the time it touch his hands, that means the 2-man didn't work out. So that's the last resort. Having that as my last resort, I like the way that sounds. So that's
I
good.
definitely think the teams that are having having these big, huge contract guys and all these big time names, I just don't think that's not doing it anymore. Like it worked for Miami Heat with LeBron, Bosh, them. It worked for the Warriors when they kind of got KD, Curry. But I mean, you've tried to see other people try and do it, and it just not even come close. I mean, I think the 2020 Lakers did it. That worked out, obviously. But then after that, I think you look at Warriors 2022 that easily got it. Denver, Milwaukee. Who else won? Who won in? Toronto. Like they kind of just guys that you got
you still need a superstar in the star.
Yeah, you definitely need it.
And Toronto added Kawhi. Like that was a solid team together, but they had to add Kawhi to push them over
you
the
definitely
top.
need that main guy who can kind of do everything.
Superstar and a star. Like Jokic is a superstar. Jamal Murray's a star. Kawhi
and there needs to be Clay got injured in that series too. That changed the dynamic of how they were feeling. Like things have to happen. Not only that you're good enough to do it, but sometimes a little bit of luck doesn't hurt when you're going to win a championship.
No, you need some luck. You need some luck.
For sure.
Them shots Jokic was putting up, those were game changers.
Yes, that one crazy step back over his head flick.
He did it like 3 times. He did it like 3 times. Like they always lucky. You need some luck now.
That boy got it though.
Trae Young, Luka Doncic, the infamous trade during the draft on draft night where the two were swapped between Dallas and Atlanta. And now their careers have started off pretty good for both of them. 2 of the top players in the NBA. Not tippity top, but very solid players. And you could argue for both being obviously the best players on their team, but looking to push deeper into the playoffs each year of their career. Trae Young gets a lot of scrutiny, the turnovers, the plays in the playoffs that some consider to cost his team games. Luka missing the playoffs this last year and not having a sustained run other than that game where he got trolled by Devin Booker, came back and gave him the business to win the final game of the series and close it out. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Who do you think's had the better career so far? Who will have the better career? And is one treated more unfairly than the other?
It's like the most even trade in NBA history. Like people make his looks very like lopsided or one-sided, where it's like Luka's way up here and Trae Young is down here. But on paper, it's like the most even trade ever. Like, to be honest, I think Trae Young has been in the playoffs more times than Luka. Like,
Yes.
they
Or
came in
not
the same.
the same amount of time.
They came in the same year. It's either I know 100% it's either equal or Trae Young has them by 1 or 2, maybe 1, but I think it's equal. Like, and then for success in the playoffs, they both have been just as far. Conference finals, so
Mhm.
it's like the most even trade ever. I mean, I think people just it's more attractive that Luka is 6'7", 6'8" as a point guard, rather than being 6 foot and relying on crazy 3-pointers and floaters and all of that. I think just Luka builds is what attracted people to Luka more than Trae Young. But on paper, and far as success and how far the team has been since they've been drafted, it's like the most even trade ever.
Like, yeah, like Luka. I feel like I don't know. Like Trae Young, I think Trae Young's honestly the most hated like superstar. Like people say he's the most like even like they did the player poll, they think he's the most overrated, but I think he's just really the most hated on player in the league. Like Atlanta really like they're having failed efforts of like bringing this man any type of like super good help. Like DeJounte Murray, they traded after him after having a one all star appearance where he didn't even make the initial team. He was a replacement for somebody, but still a good player. But at the same time, he's a ball dominant guard as well. Like he needs the ball as much as Trae Young needs the ball. And like Mark Cuban and the Mavs, they're said like Luka great. Kyrie, Christian Wood, Grant Williams, like they're getting like players that are made for deep playoff runs, unlike Trae Young's teams.
And
Right.
also building around him as a player. Like they brought so many shooters into that lineup that Luka is a facilitator, but also can score. But when he needs to make the plays, like he has those guys that can hit shots on the outside.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely think it's very even. Like, I mean, I was talking to one of my buddies earlier today, and they were trying to say it's not even close that Luka clears him, but he just clearly doesn't know ball. But I definitely think like it's very even. Like Trae Young was one of like the first players in like I think it was like 100 years to lead the league in points and assists. Like that's insane. And then, but I mean, like I do think the reason I think like people think Luka's so much better is just because the NBA loves like just kind of because Trae Young kind of like the villain. Like they kind of don't really
Yeah.
want that man to shine, and just because that
Yeah.
one New York
Ball.
series, they just kind of hate on that man. But Luka, like they're always posting him all this, and so he's gonna have more All Star appearances just because that's just how it is nowadays. But I mean, I don't think like the stats like really do because like Luka does have better stats, but like I
It's
don't think
not
it does.
crazy better stats. Like there's
It's
nothing
not crazy, but it's better. I
at
mean, Luka
all.
averaged 32 this year and 32, 8, and 8. Like it's
What Trae
better
Young?
for
Trae Young's
sure.
also having
What
like assists a
what did
game.
Trae Young average this year?
Trae Young had
32 and 8 for Luka.
yeah, Trae Young averaged 20, 26,
26,
10, and 3.
like that's great.
That's it's good. Yeah, I know it's good.
Like
Like his
Tennessee
best year it
led
was
the league.
28, 9 and not basically 10, 28, 10 and 3.
Like
But
he's averaged like 10 assists ever since he's gotten in the
He's
league.
having good years. Like he's played,
Like
yeah,
but he's just painted as a villain for no reason, painted as a coach killer, which I think is
yeah,
more organization than him.
his organization's horrible.
I think it's the
yeah.
organization.
I think he's more clutch. Like I want him on my team.
He did have that crazy shot against Boston. Like he was playing bad. Don't get me wrong. In that series, he
Yeah,
wasn't playing like
but
shooting the ball just in
he's not
general.
scared of
Like,
the moment.
but yeah, like when his team needs him, he steps up and makes the plays that they need him to make.
Like super good player. I don't like the industry's hate on the man.
Yeah,
And
that's why I think people just don't really
He's a
he should
winning point guard. He's a winning point guard playing on a developing team. Like they hire a bunch of coaches who they want to come develop their team, but Trae Young is in win now mode.
like he needs to demand a trade. Like I would not be surprised if he demands a trade next offseason.
you should go to Boston for Jaylen Brown.
That's
They'd
a
be nice.
I don't think that would work.
It would
I
it would make them
asset.
better for sure.
They'll
I
make them
don't think it
better.
would work though. I don't think
No.
the way both of them play, him and Tatum, like Tatum, I just don't see it. I don't see it working with the roster they've built right now. Like the roster they built right now is for Jaylen Brown to play off the ball, go get it whenever Tatum needs some rest. Like Trae Young needs the ball every possession to make the plays every possession. Tatum wants to do that more than Young would
Yeah.
allow him to do that.
Trae Young's assists about to go up. He about to average 12, he about to average like 13 assists a game. If he was on,
Mike.
yes, he would average. He would dead ass.
Plus, no, but the whole thing was this season with getting rid of Marcus Smart was to free up Derek White to have command of the backcourt. Like that was one of the main reasons they did it, is to give him more freedom.
Give him.
They traded away a defensive player of the year point guard, though. I don't know. I just feel like
but that was for like the future with the cap situation, and they wanted to sign another like solid player in Porzingis. Like they wanted a different dimension. Like you guys said, like you literally said 20 minutes ago, like they weren't having success. They didn't win a championship, and that has been the goal. That has been the thing. You have to at some point say, okay, this formula is not working. Let me try something new and plug in a different type of player.
yeah. Get rid of Jaylen Brown, bring in another star.
Freddie Young should go to Miami.
Everybody should go to Miami. Holy cow. Like every single
I know,
trade talk is
literally.
like, Miami Heat, please get this guy.
Yeah, literally.
Do they got money to spend like that?
Nah.
That's gonna be interesting though for Damian Lillard, just for in general what that team is gonna look like next year, whether it's going to be what it is right now, because what it is right now, they lost two not crucial but very integral parts of their team in that playoff run they made with Strus and Vincent gone. Like those are two guys that gave you production on offense and were solid players throughout the postseason.
Yeah, I guess.
The Heat always find those undrafted gems and just turn them into superstars. Like they turn them into pay bait, is what contract bait.
Hey,
Contract.
Contract bait.
Hey, we're wrapping up the end of this third pod, but there's two NFL news things that just came out in the last half an hour that I got to get your guys' read on. So Anthony Richardson will reportedly split like time with the first team during training camp with Gardner Minshew. I want to hear what you guys think of that.
He should get all the time. They should be plugging him in.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's also, but it's, he also, like, you all got to realize, like, this man did not play a lot in college. Like, he had one season. That's it.
Well, get him going. This is where you get him going.
Yeah, but, like, it's good to, like, sit back and, like, learn. Like, it's a totally different game. And it's not like he was so dominant in college.
Gardner Minshew.
I mean, yeah, he's not good, but, like,
he need to be plugged in right away so he could do the dumb mistakes now.
Like, why would you
all that dumb shit is gonna happen. Like you're saying, he's not experienced. It's gonna happen.
It's not. Sometimes it's not good to just throw him out there and just be like, "Here, go, like do this."
Yes,
like
throw him out there and train. It's better to do it here than in the season. Throw him out there.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, but like it's okay to like slow things down. Like you don't need to just like he didn't play a lot. You need to let this man like develop. Like
put him in. Throw him in. Get this tape
next week.
Get the tape. Yeah.
Hey, bro, he hasn't been thrown into the fire yet. Like,
hey, I got one more. This one, Deontay's gonna like. The Broncos have engaged with trade talks with Cortland Sutton to the Patriots to come to terms with the deal. They want to do it quickly. They're trying to wrap it up quickly before training camp kicks off completely for both teams. So they've been impressed with Marvin Mims and are looking to move forward with the receiving core of Judy, Tim Patrick, and Marvin Mims is what are the reports coming out of the Broncos right now. Would you like to see Cortland Sutton added to that offense with Juju, Mac Jones, Stevenson, and them?
100%. I like it. It's a good pickup. I think he's like a worse Mike Williams in my opinion. And I mean, as long as it's not for any first rounds, as long as
it hasn't been official yet. This is just a rumor that's been going around for.
As long as no first rounds go back to them, I'm fine.
Bro, he's not first round. You might get like a third. The high for him probably like a third.
You're gonna get like a third, fourth.
All right. As long as if it's some like second, third, fourth round picks, I'll take it. I like it. Get another good receiver in there.
Did he tear his ACL last year?
Year before.
I think that was Tim Patrick thinking of tore his ACL last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Cortland Sutton comes in. I think he's better than Juju, so I'll take it. Cortland Sutton, I think he's better than Juju.
Either way, they're both very good options.
They're different.
And that would be another key addition to that offense with Bill O'Brien after missing out on DeAndre Hopkins. So that'll do it for us. That's episode 3 of Beyond the Scoreboard with me, Andrew Cornelius, Deontez, McCabe, and Michael Boxley. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
Yep.